Okay, I'm here with Cody Davis, 4-0 flyweight, making his LFA debut next Friday, 4th of February, LFA 123 on UFC Fight Pass. Cody, how you doing, man?
I'm good and yourself. Thanks for having me.
I'm good, man. Where are you now? Are you down in LA right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we said, 4th of February, Fight Pass. Payton Brezinski is the opponent. So just over a week out from the fight, how are these next few days going to look for you?
It's gonna look same as normal, just same training and all that stuff, Same thing. Nothing's really changed.
When are you heading down to Indiana?
I think I hit down there on February 2nd.
All right, cool. So that's Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, like we said, Payton Brezinski. How much do you know about him? How much have you been able to see of his stuff?
I know he's a grappler and he's a very aggressive wrestler. So, yeah.
Cool. So with that being said, how do you feel you match up with him? As like, if you just think about this fight in your head, what happens basically?
I feel we match up pretty good. I feel it'd be a fast and action-packed fight. It'd be a lot of transitions.
Yeah. 4-0, like we said at the top. So really, I guess, how do you personally evaluate the start of your pro career?
I feel like I've had a lot of I feel like I fought a lot of tough opponents. I feel like I've had a lot of good competition. That's one thing. That's one thing for sure. I feel like I've had a lot of good competition.
You still there?
Oh, sorry. I just got a phone call. Hold on, let me get out of here.
Cool. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
But obviously making this jump to LFA, do you see this fight as, you obviously said you fought tough opponents, but do you see this as a bit of a step up in your career?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. The last person I fought was 4-0 as well. The last person I fought was 4-0. I fought some guys with some good amateur records as well. So that's a good thing also. And yeah, a lot of experience. So yeah.
Yeah. So I just had a check. This guy, Payton, he's 6-1 and like a 4-1 pro. So similar sort of experience level to yourself, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. 6-0 as an amateur before going pro. That's what Topology says. Sometimes that's not right. I've had it.
Me?
Yeah.
I was 7-0.
So, okay. They must have missed one. That's happened before. 7-0. First amateur fight was 2018. So what was the timeline like for you as like finding the sport, starting training? What sort of timeline are we looking at?
I was just doing a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments before.
Yeah.
A lot of grappling tournaments. And then I got into MMA.
What was it that made you want to transition into MMA from jiu-jitsu?
Well, everybody I was training with was doing MMA, so it was kind of like I just hopped in it.
All right. Guessing looking at this record so far, you don't regret that decision. If this never happened, what do you think you'd be doing if you never found jiu-jitsu MMA?
Not for sure. I'd be probably working a criminal justice job or something.
Did you go to school for that or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. What was it about that interested you? And like, was that not enough to tempt you away from MMA, thinking, oh, I'll just do this. This is maybe more secure?
I think it was the competition that got me into MMA.
Yeah.
And like the constant working out and training and stuff. I think that's what got me into it.
Yeah.
And like being around everybody all the time, and CMA is a good home. So it's a good home. It's a good environment. So it's good home, good environment, good competition, good people. Everybody just wants you to grow there. So
we'll come on to that again in a minute because you guys had quite a big win at the weekend. Yeah. Pandemic, obviously, regional fighters has been tough for a lot of fighters trying to get fights, but obviously a lot of shows not running, but your entire pro career has been during this sort of pandemic time. So really with that, how beneficial do you think it's been for you to kind of be active during this time when maybe a lot of fighters have struggled?
It's very beneficial. very beneficial. Yeah, I yeah, when the pandemic happened, everything was just on a standstill. It was like right when the pandemic happened, like a month before I fought my last amateur fight.
Did you what was the situation with fans for your pro fights? I know you had fans at Cage Warriors, obviously. What about the other one?
I didn't have fans at Combate. That was the only one.
Okay, so it's not too bad. You got lucky. You're used to having fans, but obviously, full arena at LFA next week.
Yeah.
Like we just touched on there, big win at the weekend for a teammate of yours, Victor Henry. What do you think of that fight?
Oh man, he was amazing. He was amazing, man. I've been watching. I was in there when I first started. I've been watching him ever since I first came in there. Yeah, I call him like the big homie, the big homie, because I watch like kind of like everything he kind of like watch everything he does in the older guys and like how they carry themselves and how they train and how they just do everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Obviously, he's a guy with a lot of experience, just not at that in the UFC. He's obviously fought in Japan, all over the place.
Yeah, he's fought everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's fought everybody.
Yeah.
He's fought a lot of competition. He deserves it. I was happy for him.
How much motivation does seeing something like that, him finally getting to the highest level? And obviously he's fought high levels in other places, Rise and the likes of that. But seeing him finally get in the UFC, how much motivation does that bring you?
It puts a lot of motivation. He's still in there. And like he was in the gym. He was back in the gym on Monday.
Yeah.
He was back in the gym on Monday.
That's crazy. That was like a wild fight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's Victor for you. He's always training. He's always training.
And obviously go on.
That's the kind of thing like we like follow after too.
Yeah. Obviously we saw Josh Barnett in his corner. Is he someone you've worked with a lot or?
Yeah, I've worked with him a lot as well and his team and Chad George as well.
Yeah. Obviously Josh Barnett, he's done it for a while, but we see him doing a bit more of the pro wrestling on the side now. Do you see yourself fitting into that sort of environment one day or not?
I don't know. I'm just focused on this guy right now.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I'm just focused on this guy right now.
Yeah, of course. Also the other weekend we saw the LFA flyweight title fight, Charles Johnson, Carlos Mota. Do you see that fight? What do you think of that?
I saw parts of it, but I've seen Charles Johnson fight. I think he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
I think he's a good fighter. Yeah. I think both of them are good fighters.
How far away from him do you see yourself then? How far away? Like obviously you're inexperienced in your career still, but how far from that LFA to sort of title level do you think you are?
I'm not for sure. I just want to stay consistent. I want to stay consistent with my training, consistent with everything. And yeah, over time, it'll come. But I think the important thing right now is just to stay consistent, and then I'll hit that level.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Looking a little bit further ahead, I know obviously you focus on this guy at the minute. Obviously LFA is seen as a place that you get a lot of guys going to the UFC from.
Yeah.
Do you think about that in your mind, or are you still just primarily focused on like the goal of you at the moment?
I think about that. I think about
it's hard
that.
not to, I imagine, right?
Yeah. Like we all think about that.
Yeah.
Like we all think about that. Like the big, like the UFC. Like who doesn't want to go to the UFC?
Yeah. Obviously you had the fight with Cage Warriors before this your first fight with LFA. You had the one fight with Cage Warriors. Was there ever talks with kind of staying with them for another one? Because they're obviously coming back to California in March as well. Was that ever a possibility there?
Yeah, I would have came back, but yeah, nobody talked to me though. So, and then after that fight, I fought for LXL.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but nobody talked to me about Cage Warriors.
Obviously, yeah, like you said, they've bounced around a bit. What's the deal with LFA now? Is it a longer deal, or is it still a bit up in the air after this fight? Where are you gonna go?
It's a longer deal.
Yeah,
it's a longer deal. I'll be with them for this whole year.
All right. Well, is that does that ease the mind a little bit when like you're not
Yeah,
having to worry about where the next fight's gonna be?
yeah, exactly. I know where I'll be fighting at. Yeah,
Yeah. And obviously, with LFA, you're getting a good platform with Fight Pass as well.
yeah.
Um, finally, just to like touch back on this fight here. If you had to think about this fight, think what's gonna happen. If you had to visualize a prediction, just think about the fight in your head now. What's gonna happen? What do you see?
I see a lot of scrambles in between us. I see just a lot of fast and a lot of action, a lot of grappling, a lot of scrambles, a lot of cage work, a lot of groundwork. So,
Not gonna give us a prediction there. How are you gonna get it done?
I don't like to go on predictions
Yeah.
like that. I don't like to go
You
on
seem
predictions like
you
that.
seem too nice of a guy for that.
Yeah, I just yeah. I I like to let my actions speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I like to let my actions speak for themselves. So expect me to not conserve anything. Expect me to not conserve anything and to be offensive. That's why I like to. I don't like to like make all these big predictions. I like to let my actions speak for themselves.
Okay. Just to finish off here, one thing I'm doing on here, which I'm starting doing this year, is every time I interview a fighter, I'm gonna ask a recommendation of who I should interview next. It could be
Okay.
a friend, it could be someone you think deserves a bit more shine, someone who's got a good story. So if I had to say to you, just which fighter should I interview next? Who would you say?
I would say Ozzy Diaz.
Yeah, is he one? Is he a guy down at California MMA for you guys?
Yeah, he's the LXF middleweight champion.
Oh, nice. I'll definitely check him out and try and get him on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You
what you
can
said.
find him on my profile.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look. All right. I want to thank you for the time this afternoon. Just a week out from the fight, like we said, February 4th, UFC Fight Pass, LFA 123, Cody Davis versus Payton Brezinski. It's the main card, right?
Yeah, main card.
Yeah, cool. Easy, just load up UFC Fight Pass and you'll be able to see it. I want to thank you for the time today, Cody. Best of luck with the fight.
All right, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, bye.